The brand new figures in the retro 6-pack collection that Target has just released look awesome. It's too bad you can't get your hands on them. Or can you? Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the GQ Jedi. If you're not already subscribed to me, blast the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. The Hasbro Retro 6-pack. Never have I seen such a little box of joy bring so much misery to so many people across the galaxy. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I am talking about the new, it's not new anymore really, but the 6-pack of retro figures that Hasbro released via Target. That's right, Target had the exclusive rights to this pre-order, this 6-pack. In the 6-pack, if you guys haven't seen my earlier video, it had Dr. Evazan, Ponda Baba, it had a Han Stormtrooper Luke, a Yavin Ceremony Luke, a Rebel Fleet Trooper, and the super cool Sand Trooper. Well, Target did a pre-order, everybody jumped online, did their little shopping, and then down the road got an email from Target saying that I'm sorry that your order was canceled due to a vendor issue. Therefore, all of the pre-orders were canceled. Nobody could get a 6-pack from Target. It was not possible. So I jumped on and I talked about it on here a couple of videos back, and a lot of folks out there didn't even know about it. And if you're like somebody like me who only collects vintage, you may not know and you may not care because you don't follow modern toy news. I really don't, but through the grapevines and being a human on this planet and the internet is everywhere, it's kind of hard to not know about the retro 6-pack. What you may not know is that the 6-pack has been found. That's right. The pre-order, the dubbed canceled pre-order, is not really canceled, is it? Target claimed that it was due to a vendor issue. Well, everyone, including myself, thought that these figures were made in China. Come to find out, they're actually stamped Vietnam, made in Vietnam. So the retro collection, it's made in Vietnam, not China. So there's been all these talks about the tariffs and trade war with China and this, that, and the other thing. Well, these figures are actually made in Vietnam, not China. So what is going on? Quite honestly, I'm not really sure, but I can tell you that these figures are popping up. That's right. People have managed to get their pre-orders. Some of them have been coming through, getting shipped to their house, delayed, but nonetheless, still getting them. Not everyone, mind you. I have some friends that collect the modern line, and they're being slowly but surely getting the stuff that they had ordered. Other folks have just taken to the streets and hitting those brick and mortar Target stores themselves, using the app, finding out where these things are at. It says, oh, there's 10 in store, 5 ready for pickup, that kind of thing. And then they run to the Target store and go pick them up. People in Los Angeles here are finding them. So they are, in fact, hitting the stores. It's not a lost cause. Interestingly enough, there's been end caps. You know, if you're looking down on the aisle at a toy store, Walmart, Target, any store for that matter, there is an end cap, which is at the very end of the aisle. And on these end caps are going to go these retro collection 6-packs on a clearance basically display. That's right, these figures are going to be priced down to a clearance section, and I'm not quite sure what the hell is going on, but Target needs to get their act together. Why cancel a pre-order? Why cause all this drama? I mean, all these people had ordered these figures, and all of a sudden Target yanks the plug, pulls the plug on the whole operation, and no one's getting their figures anymore. Why, oh why? I have no idea, but I do know that people do have these figures in their hand now. I've seen personal photos. Friends of mine that have them, that collect. So they are out there. So if you guys are wringing you're just wringing your hands trying to figure out how you're going to get your hands on them, be patient, be patient. If you pre-ordered, you probably will get your pre-order at some point. And if you haven't, they're going to start showing up in stores in an area near you. Maybe not this weekend, maybe not next week, but probably soon in the coming weeks, months. I'm sure they will pop up. Keep in mind, guys, Hasbro made millions of these things. They're not about to just hoard them and never release them. They want them to be sold. They want them to be bought. Guys like me probably aren't going to buy them. I say that, and then I looked at the photos, and I'm like, you know what? That Yavin Luke looks like a girl, but I do like his outfit. Maybe I could pull that head off and use the outfit, and then I'm thinking, wait, now I'm customizing. Why bother? So it's kind of hard for me to judge personally, sight unseen, in hand. I don't have one of these figures to be like, well, pictures sometimes can be deceiving. That being said, if I somehow stumbled upon a 6-pack, I was in a Target and I found one, would I buy one for 30 bucks maybe? Yeah, if it was 30 bucks, then I'd buy it. Am I going to spend more than that, 60 bucks? Or a scalper price online? I mean, I'm seeing some of these guys that I'm talking about have got their orders, they came to their house, or they went to Target, pulled one off the shelf, and now they're turning around and flipping it for 150 bucks. Something that I do believe retailed for, I think 60 is now going for 150 bucks. I've seen it for 130, 140, 150. I think as high as, yeah, I think 150 is about as high as I have seen them sell for online. You know, scalpers, as you say. The free market, do what you will, but hey, supply and demand. I get why people do what they do. I may not like it, especially if I was on the receiving end of having to pay that price. So that's what I'm telling you guys. Chill, relax, don't pay those stupid prices. You will get your Target figures. Eventually they're happening. It's not a dead in the water situation. People are finding them. They're showing up at their house. They're going to Target and buying them, like I was just telling you guys. So stay vigilant if that's your thing. If you're into the new Ponda Baba, which is a direct knockoff of the one that Kenner made years ago, you can have one. It's coming. You'll get it. And yes, I call them knockoffs. On my previous video about this whole Target fiasco, I called the Hasbro Retro Collection all knockoffs. People were yelling at me, oh, well, you've got Stan Solo. Those are knockoffs. I hate to say this, but to me, Stan Solo trumps anything that Hasbro will ever put out. The quality that Stan Solo puts into their figures, these are all factory made, overseas, in steel molds, and Hasbro does the same thing, and yet Stan Solo's quality of figures are way better. You won't know it until you actually get the same figures in your hand. So don't judge a book by its cover. Don't talk smack about something you don't know anything about. So if you're going to sit here and tell me that Stan Solo is garbage, have you ever bought one? Have you ever picked one up? Have you ever held one in your hand? I don't know. Do that before you talk any smack. I'm telling you guys, the Stan Solo, Han Solo, Stormtrooper is amazing. Amazing figure. Pick one up, hold it in your hand, and tell me that doesn't feel like Kenner. Look at that same figure when you get the Hasbro Retro Collection version of Han Solo. Tell me which one feels and looks better. Let me know in the comments down below when you guys finally do that. Then we'll have that proper conversation. But again, this is my opinion. I'm just a guy on YouTube flapping his gums. It's my opinion. Don't take umbrage over what I say. What does it matter what I say? It's my opinion. It's my channel, so I'm going to barf up whatever opinion I have about these particular toys. And in my opinion, Stan Solo is the true successor to this line because of the way he takes great care in these figures and producing them and making them. They don't feel chintzy. You know, even on the packaging, there's not a bunch of warning signs all over the packaging. I mean, he literally stays true to the Kenner motif as much as possible. And I wouldn't say that if I wasn't somebody that had a bajillion of his customs in my collection mixed in with all my Kenner. I mean, I got the entire Kenner line, but adding the Stan Solo stuff like a Han Solo Stormtrooper is the little cherry on the cake. But I digress. We're talking about Hasbro Retro, are we not? So, guys, you can get your 6-pack. It's going to happen. Just be patient. And when you do, open them up for those that open and look at it. And then go grab a true Kenner Star Wars figure. Like the Ponda Baba, seeing as how we can make a comparison, a Walrus Man from Kenner and a Walrus Man from Hasbro. Put them side by side, and I'm going to guarantee you that you will think the Kenner one is much better. Hasbro, that's why I wasn't jazzed about all this stuff. They just make stuff so chintzy, so cheap. And I've seen photos of the retro toys that they've made, the exact replicas, the knockoffs of these. That's why I call Hasbro knockoffs, because they're literally the factory, supposedly, that has the rights to this. They have all, not the factory, but the company that has the rights, and it's not supposedly, they do have the rights, but they have all the infrastructure, all the resources, all the money to make these figures that Kenner made exactly. And yet they feel different, and they feel a little chintzy, they feel a little cheaper. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I call Hasbro knockoffs, and I call Stan Solo, I don't call them knockoffs. They're true Kenner customized you know, an extension line. That's the way I feel about it. And you guys, you know, take to the keyboard and, you know, make your comments about what an idiot I am if that's your beef, you know. And because I do get plenty of comments about people arguing with me about Stan Solo being garbage and Hasbro being, oh my God, it's Hasbro. I don't look at it that way. It's just the opposite for me. But guys, regardless of where you stand with, you hate, you love customs, Stan Solo, whether you treat the Hasbro as the knockoffs or you don't, you think it's the goddamn gold. It is literally Kenner's offspring and the rightful toy that you should have in your Star Wars collection because Hasbro owns the IP. It's your business, wherever you stand in the world. Just know that the retro collection is probably not going anywhere and you will see it one day. Probably in a toy store near you, a Target near you. Stay vigilant, stay patient. And if you guys do find out more information about this whole fiasco, I'd love to know more. It's exactly why. We're really trying to get to the bottom of it, and I'm very curious. I think Hasbro's a terrible company, and this whole thing, is it Hasbro's fault? Is it the vendor's fault over, you know, who's really to blame here? But either way, the toys they're out there. They're out there, guys. So stay patient. And on that note, I want to let you guys know that I will have some more unboxings on the way. I've got some cool toys that I want to show off to you guys, some fun new surprises. And if you guys haven't checked out my last video, that was a wild find that I just grabbed in Los Angeles here, so check out that video if you haven't already. I think that'll be up your alley. Guys, appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Just want to jump on here real quick and give a little update about the Target situation for all those that collect. If you guys did enjoy the content, please give the old like button a thumbs up because it really helps out the channel. And if you've not already done so, blast that subscribe button and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. And remember, collect or collect not, there is no try.